Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Steve Basinger Fishing. We're here. I got a few hours this morning to fish before I got to go to work. And we're on a lake, local lake. I've been to a number of times, a few times this year. But we finally got conditions to kind of line up for what I want. I got sunny, not raining, not windy, not cold. Really matted lake, so I'm really hoping I can get some frogs through the mats and maybe a little bit of punching. We should be clear into fry guarding, post spawn. So I'm really hoping this will be a good time. But come along with me and we'll see if everything I said makes me a liar. All right. Been a little bit since I've been here, but this water is already dirtied up a good bit, or at least got a stain to it. In about the 2 weeks since I've been here. That's kind of surprising. Oh, knew I didn't get a very good hook set in that guy. I felt like a little bit better when he didn't really come get it all that well. Stay on there. That ain't a bad one. That's what I'm talking about. Come here. Don't have those power poles down yet. It's on that Jackall Iobee frog. That's the first one of those first fish I've caught on that. And you know what? For this lake, that is not a bad one. I gotta get a measurement and some pictures on this fish, and I'll tell you guys about it. Let go. I typically don't get the chance to get out here like early morning anymore. Over here so you're not looking in the sun. I typically don't get a chance to get out here early morning anymore, so I always miss the topwater bite. But today I got here not that early. I got here like 7:30, but I felt like there's probably still some fish spawning and a lot of fry garters, so you can get on these inside grass lines. If you've been watching my videos, this is kind of a common theme. You can get on these inside grass lines and chase them with a frog, and that's how that one was. That's the second bite I had. That was like, I don't know, 2 bites and 3 casts. This probably won't last real long, but I'm not going to complain about it. Let's get another one. Oop. I don't know how well you guys can hear it, but there's a ton of little bluegill and stuff popping. This grass, you literally hear pops in it. That's the kind of stuff I like to hear when I see mats that I think look fishy. You know, mats you want to come and frog or flip, what have you. Just let you know there's so much life going on inside those mats. I don't know what that popping actually is. I mean, I know it's bluegill, but I don't know if it's the sound they make when they're eating bugs or what, but you can hear a ton of it. And these bass here, pretty much all they eat is bluegill, crappie, and you know what, there's a ton of bullfrogs in here. But while I've caught bass on frogs here, I've never actually seen one come up and try to eat a bullfrog. I'm sure it happens, but I've never seen it happen here. Oh, damn it. right. Well, that took long enough. Oh, come on, knock it off. Just when I think I should leave and stop doing this, I get a little bit of a bite. Whew. Well, thank you, buddy. And there he goes. All right, folks, here's the deal. This has taken a long time to get more bites. I was really just thinking, like, maybe I should just go ahead and move out straight to where summer patterns ought to be, or summer holding areas. And I've actually just now got to the shallowest that I've been punching grass so far. This is only like the second or third punching bite I've got. I've been hitting that like 5-foot range. Well, I just moved up into that 2 or 3, and I flipped in there, punched around, pulled it out of some grass, and when it came up out of the grass, one tried to come up and get it. So I dropped back down in there, and it took a long time. Like, I wonder if the fish just aren't all that active, because it took a long time for it to find it. But that's how I just got that one. So we're gonna go down this rabbit hole just a little further and see if we can't make a little more happen on that. Yes. That'll work. That's not a bad fish for out of here. Yeah, fat one. It's got the red belly, but I don't think that's spawned yet. Go ahead and let that one go. That's not bad. There she goes. That one was kind of cheating. It sort of showed itself. That was more outside edge, like 8 feet of water kind of mat. But I had just seen the mat move. I'd seen a swirl, so I just threw right there on top of it. You got to use your eyes a lot when you're doing this map fishing. I know you feel like you can't see that much, but if you pay attention, you will see little movement. You know, it might be, sometimes it's bluegills moving. You never really know. But if you pay attention, you'll see some things moving. And sometimes they're fish. Sometimes you can catch them. 60% of the time, it works every time. You know what? You watch this grass move, you see these fish that are moving. What it's also telling me is that I don't need to let this bait go all the way to the bottom. Or specifically, I need to be working it more towards the top of the mat. These fish are not on the bottom. They're right underneath the grass. Hence why I'm seeing them move so much. So when I'm working the lure, working this plastic, it's why not. I keep it up towards the top. And that's where they should be getting bites. Well, this is turning out to not be so bad. We haven't caught any giants yet, but we're catching them. And all these lakes here in Omaha, they get pounded. Especially this year, man. They've really got pounded this year. I bet it's the same way on the lakes where you guys are at too. There's a lot of people out fishing. So to fool any of these bass, I feel pretty proud of. But I wanted to go over, show you guys what it is that I've been doing. You guys saw I did catch the one on the frog this morning. Other than that, I've had like 2 frog bites. One was out of a mat, and none of those really seemed like they really wanted it. So everything else has been punching. All came on, yep, there it is. On the Gambler, why not? You guys have probably seen me use this a time or two. It's that guy. What I like in a punching bait is a very streamlined profile. You see, there's not a ton of appendages hanging off this. I don't really have anything else here to compare it to, but it's not a ton of appendages to hang off of it, so it goes into the grass really well. I'm probably about to hit the trolling motor on rocks. It goes into the grass really well and comes out really well. And then these little flaps, you know, they come already molded together. I always pull them apart just so it gives it a little extra kick. This bait doesn't really kick that much, but it's going through grass. I don't really want it to. It would grab on a bunch of things if it did. So I'm sticking that, pairing that with a 1 ounce, pretty sure it's a 1 ounce tungsten weight. I have no idea who makes it. Just a single bobber stop. I believe that's a 6 cents bobber stop. Mikey Balls is the one that's turned me on to that. He raves about how good those bobber stops are. He actually puts 2 on when he's punching, but I mean, that guy's like the OG of punching and YouTube fishing for that matter. So shout out to Mikey. That dude knows his stuff. So the hook, I'm a big fan of the Trocars. This is the TK130, which I don't think they make the actual TK130 anymore. They make, it could be the same thing, they just call it something else. I'm not really sure. I really like it because it doesn't flex much. It's very sharp, and I've always liked the keeper on it. It's got that plastic keeper, and it holds that bait on real well. And if I'm fishing like wood or something like that, I don't use a straight shank a lot, just because this hook point will actually push through the plastic a lot just by using it. You haven't even really caught a fish, but it will kind of push through the plastic. And when you're fishing wood, that kind of gets stuck on there a lot. But when you're fishing grass, I don't Texpose it, you know, I just shove it in there. And because it's a straight shank, you get a pretty solid connection hookup most of the time. A lot of guys also snell. They tie a snell knot when they're flipping, especially punching. I'm not one of those guys. I tie a Palomar knot. I've never, ever, 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 ever had a problem with it. I don't think I ever will, and at this point I'm not interested in trying to tie another knot. For the rod, it's a Denali 711. It's a Denali Covert 711 extra heavy flipping rod. See how well you guys can see that. This bad boy, it does not flex a whole lot. It's got the meat all the way down the rod up to the very tip. Like again, typical flipping when you're just flipping wood or something, I actually downsize. I don't go with this heavy of a rod, but this grass, I mean, it's no joke. This is pondweed. As far as grass goes, it's not that bad, but I mean, you get a 3-4 pounder in a wad of grass, and man, it'll work your equipment pretty good. The line is 50-pound Seagar flipping braid. A lot of guys go with 65. I'm not around giants like guys down south would be, so I feel okay using 50-pound. The only time I've ever broke 50-pound or you know what, even braid in general, no matter what size, it's because it had frays in it. I don't think having 65-pound is going to save me if there's a fray in it. And then the reel is a 7.1 to 1 loose speed spool. This was a Mach 1. You know, I've talked about it to you guys. I'm switching over everything to Lew's. I really like the reels. Not affiliated with them, but I want something that picks up some line really quick. Even though I'm making just short little pitches, a lot of times, you know, the wind will grab my line on a flip and it will bow it out. So I need to bring all that up real quick to get these, to take up that slack, get a good drive a good hook in them, and yeah, do that. Oh, well, that one came up and ate it right off the top. All right. It's happening, boys. It's happening. They're not giants, but I don't care. We're catching them punching. I mean, how can you not like punching? That's so much fun. It's so much fun. Right up there with frogging, as far as I'm concerned. All right. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. We didn't necessarily set the world on fire, but I can't really be upset when I'm catching them the way that I want to catch them. I love punching. I wish I lived somewhere I could do it all year long because it's just so much fun. I like that kind of hand-to-hand combat when it comes to fishing. So hope you guys like this video. If you did, you know the thing. Give it a thumbs up. And don't know when I'll get out again. Hopefully soon. But when I do, see you guys on the water.